George Jetson.
Remember the Jetsons? They had all kinds of cool things. They had flying cars. And
yeah, but at least there was someone driving them.
there were robots, and you know, in that world, perhaps they have their pizzas delivered by a drone. And just yesterday, we learned about, Jeff Bezos, the guy who runs Amazon. Apparently, he's got a vision for the future in which drones will deliver packages right to your doorstep. They'll leave the little warehouse. They'll fly, 10 minutes over to your house, drop it, and then take back off. Are you ready for that? Well, the problem is a lot of people are expressing concern about that. We thought it a good day to have Michael Toscano, who's the president and CEO of the Association for Unmanned Vehicle Systems International. Michael, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on.
Well, listen, there are those people who think this is the coolest thing ever. And then there are those who say, never in a million years do I want a drone flying into my front yard. So what kind of work is going on behind the scenes right now to make drones more, friendly to the American public?
Well, Larry and Brian, this technology has been around for about 40 years, and much of it has come from the military side of the house, and now we're seeing this transition to the civil and to the commercial side. And the commercial side has a plethora of opportunities to utilize this technology, as with any unmanned systems, air, ground, or maritime. But we're talking the air particularly right now, and I think what Amazon did I think is outstanding in the sense that there is a tremendous awareness now of the potential of a delivery system that is much more effective, efficient, and in many cases a lot safer.
And to those who say, I don't want drones falling out of the skies, what do you say to them?
No one wants drones falling out of the sky. As a matter of fact, that's why the FAA is in place. It says that anything that flies in the national airspace has got to do in a manner that can either see and avoid or sense and avoid or detect and avoid, and make sure that it doesn't fall out of the sky. So whether it's manned or unmanned is basically irrelevant to the FAA. Their job is to make sure that we have the safest skies available throughout the world.
Michael Toscano is our guest, President and CEO of the Association of Unmanned Vehicle Systems International. In short, I like to call you Captain Drone. Michael, is that okay with you?
Well, we don't use the drone word. We call them unmanned aircraft systems. And the reason being is that's what Congress calls them, and that's what the FAA calls them.
Yeah, well, drone is shorter, and it sounds cooler. So, Michael, can you paint a picture for me of what you're envisioning here? With regard to what our life could be like 20 years from now if drones are incorporated into our world?
Well, we say we utilize this technology to do the 4 Ds, the dirty, dangerous, difficult, and dull missions. So if you look at a situation with all of Mother Nature's events that we've seen in the recent months or so, and also look at Fukushima, you look at the forest fires we've had, you look at the flooding that has taken place, you look at the tsunamis, there are a lot of opportunities for us to utilize this technology to help the men and women that know how to do their job better than anyone else. This is just a tool that allows them to have better situation awareness and to do an extension of their eyes and their ears.
All right. Now, and I think the vast majority of Americans would be fine with those very specialty kind of tasks and dangerous tasks. What I'm talking about is what we just saw from Amazon. I mean, is it really going to happen, this whole idea of delivering packages within 30 minutes for Amazon, or have we just been the victims of it, one of the greatest marketing campaigns ever? Let's face it, this weekend was the biggest shopping weekend of the internet this year, and everyone across the board on the news was talking about Amazon without Jeff Bezos or that company having to spend one dime in advertising.
Well, that Jeff is a very smart man, and so I don't know exactly what his premise was, but on this particular case, as a delivery system, this is very cost-effective and very efficient. And you're right, you're looking at it from a concern of where we would be in an end state. And I think this is going to be a crawl, walk, run. We're going to have to utilize this technology first in applications where people feel more comfortable, like precision agriculture, farming. Does anybody have a problem with us being able to grow more food and do it in a much more effective and efficient way? I would say most people don't have a problem with that. If you're talking about search and rescue, where if you have someone that's missing, you want to find them within the shortest amount of time. This technology allows you to, again, those men and women that know how to do search and rescue better than anyone else, this is a tool that they can utilize that allows them to do it in a much more effective and efficient way.
Unless the person they're searching for wants to be hidden and doesn't want to be found. I think that's where people are concerned, that all these drones are going to find you if you don't want to be found.
Well, when you look at technology, we've had tremendous amount of technology advancements over the last 200 years.
Yeah.
And with any technology, it can be used for a lot of good purposes, and there are times when it can be misused. And so that's true, right now, 50 years after the Internet, we're writing bullying laws to make sure that people don't misuse that technology.
Well, let me ask you this question, because, it's not just things that fly in the air. Drones can be, right now, Google's got a car that drives itself. I read today that Nissan is just launching its own robot drivable car. You don't basically have to touch any control in the car. It will take you from point A to point B. And these systems have been in use now for a couple, 2-3 years. They've been going through a testing phase, and they've been fairly successful, have they not?
Yes, they have. So when you look at automated vehicles or driverless cars, or however you want to call them, again, we're still trying to figure out what the name is going to be for them. But there's a case where we have 32,000 deaths a year, and anywhere between 87 and 93% is caused by the human being. So if that's the major factor that causes us to have, and we have 6.3 million accidents.
Okay, I hear you. Forgive me, Michael, but what's missing in that stat is how many accidents are avoided because of the human element. You don't know that. That never gets recorded.
That is a true statement. So here you are with right now, a lot of the car technology is developing smart cars that can sense and be able to react, either giving you some tactile feedback or audio-visual type of warnings. So they are trying to assist the human being, because the human being is the weakest link. Okay, that is statistically proven, that because we are very inefficient as far as paying attention 24/7, 365. We can do it for short periods of time, but over the long haul. So when you look at
but robots never blink.
More than 2 million accidents are caused when the operator never puts their foot on the brake.
All right, Michael. We're running short on time, but I got to say it's a fascinating topic.
It is a fascinating topic, and I want my pizza delivered by drone. Can you arrange that for me? Because I think that'd be the coolest thing ever.
It is, and that's one thing is robots and unmanned systems are cool. And you look at these young generations with the science, technology, engineering, mathematics, this is something that they gravitate to.
All right. Michael Toscano, President and CEO, Association of Unmanned Vehicle Systems International, Captain Drone.
Pepperoni with mushroom.
I understand.
Thank you, Brian and Larry.
Thank you, Mike.